Opening scramble. Ying. Oh, gee. Well, I should change that. The tribute to Wiccan setting up floating platforms just at the Great Hall. The enchanted ceiling shows a storm blast sky, candles overhead. Focus.
Focus. Bite.
And long tables are stacked with food, but not with food, but with weapons, satchels, potions, shields, and barely functional and wands that barely function for non-magic users. The opening scramble. Yang charges first, smashing through a table to reach a pair of gauntlets. Weiss moves beside her, claiming a rapier-like sword. Blake vanishes into the confusion. Faraday simply stops forward, causing several teams to give him space. Frank and Julie lead the Legion under their table, grabbing knives, small hatchets. Right underneath the table, Susie snatches snatches smoke bombs. Jody grabs a crossbow, and he puts a chandelier. It's gonna pull a chivalry too.
Yeah.
Richard Trigger laughs as he grabs surgical shears from the silver tray. Artyom ignores him and goes straight for ammunition. Obi-Wan takes a sword with a blue glowing edge, testing its balance. Macho Man grabs Meeks and shouts, "The, the cream rises to the top." Macho, I'm gonna close my window real quick. Wait, you surprised my room has a window? Weirdo.
Yeah.
Gupster comic takes rope, oil, knives, short sword, Green Goblin dies for limited glider pack. Goblin grabs a spear and looks deeply worried about sending your goblins there. Priestess gut pockets potions and smiles too much. Now for me, immediately shields Aubrey while Amanda Holiday grabs a shotgun and Hunk secures medical supplies. Hartman begins screaming orders to XQC, Kel, and the goat. Move, you disorganized circus. She yells something back at triple speed. The goat headbutts the table so hard it slides into the wall. Kel grabs a basketball and a random supply pile. Reddit does not fight for weapons. He grabs two knives and climbs into the rafters and vanishes into darkness. Real.
Yep.
Angela lifts into there, scanning. Valkyrie boosts upwards besides her second. Oh, from Time Apex. I was trying to figure out who the fuck is Valkyrie from without looking at where she's from, and I just said Jetpack Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Kevin and Widow. Singularity places its first camera underneath the table leg.
Wow, great spot.
They're not gonna notice this as the fucking lifts up the entire fucking table. Caveira, Widowmaker, Commando Droid, and Sub-Zero move like train, kill a squad. Sub-Zero forms a brief wall of ice, blocking a charge lane, while Widowmaker secures a long rifle. Clementine, Laura, Ellie, and Randall take a quieter route. Laura grabs a bow, Ellie knives and a pistol, Clementine a hatchet. Randall scoops up a cloak. Chocolate barely moves. Barry steak fries. Who is this guy? Grabs a jetpack looking for a device, immediately sparks and dies. Oh, I didn't know his last name is Spark Flies or Steak Fries. Spark Flies, whatever. Duke Dixon takes a shotgun. The orb what's the orb from? Picks up a crystal ball and
Marvel.
whispers.
He's an eyeball for a head. He has
This is
guns.
Eyeball.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him.
He grabs a crystal ball and whispers, "This one gets me." Craven, Takar, Mako, and Bois beast punch towards the side doors. Craven wants the forest, not the hall. Takar grabs a spear and ammo like Callhorn. Mako stuffs bread into her pockets despite the obvious lack of time. Also laughs by spinning two revolvers. Harley claims a mallet. Ivasu accidentally drinks half a potion, coughs up smoke, and says she feels probably fine. Tinker grabs a wrench and a map of the ground, clearly already thinking about where her tank spawned.
Oh, she doesn't spawn
Does
in her
her...
tank this time. That's interesting.
No, last time she also said, "Guys, I got this," and a tank spawns out of nowhere.
I see.
I remember that being like specific, or it was something along those lines. I remember she spawned it, and
Yeah.
Ocelot's like, "This is the worst possible spot." Big Golden Crew, don't care. The team clash and scatter. Hogwarts begins changing. The floor trembles. The long tables slide apart. The center aisles crack open, revealing a deep drop into the moving staircase below. The first real disaster begins when Green Goblin, laughing wildly, activates his glider indoors. Wrong place. Goblin Slayer mutters. Green Goblin rockets upwards, clips a chandelier, and sends it crashing down into the center hall. Weiss throws up a cliff to redirect part of the ceiling debris. Obi-Wan uses a short force push to shove Artyom and Macho Man out of danger. Now he just blocks the candles with a shield. Bigwell sees the chandelier. Bigwell and Greer are dead from the fucking falling chandelier. Like a chivalry dude. Why Shane, Blake, Freddy claim around. There's Gryffindor Tower. The fat lady's portrait refuses entry until Freddy leans and closes, stares sadly. The portrait swings open.
What? Okay.
Who's the fat lady?
She's a painting.
Frank, Susie, Joey, and Julie claim a cluster of classrooms near charm corridors. They carve symbols in desks, scatter broken glass near the doors, set tripwire bells from old potion bottles. Traeger's team, I didn't know that was his team. Traeger immediately wants to improve the team by experimenting with traps. Our team threatens him with a rifle. We launch between them. We do not have time for this. Bunch of man points at Traeger. Creepy Doctor Man better stay in his lane. Traeger smiles at cabinets in response. Officer chooses a potions corridor because it has a narrow approaches, storage rooms, and ingredients. Commissary is delighted by the cauldrons. Oh, this is. He does not say. Green Goblin that is delighted by the cauldron. Sorry, wrong guy. Oh, this is my kind of classroom. Gotham keeps his distance from both the Green Goblin and Goblin Slayer. Priestess Glutton begins whispering prayers to something unpleasant. Amanda checks windows. Hunk checks exits. Aubrey sits in the bed, gripping her bat. Cartman team ends up in a trophy room after the goat causes a floating suit of armor. Chases a floating suit of armor up 3 stairs. XQC talks nonstop about strategy, none of which makes sense. Gal tries to organize surprise. The goat eats part of the banner. Hartman shouts, "I've seen crews with more structure than this goat." I don't know what that means. Get a headbutt. Cemetery trophy case. No one dies somehow. I like how XQC is still just a fucking incomprehensible.
Yep.
So I remember just one of the videos, he like says something in like Overwatch, just yelling it really loudly. His teammates just like, and he's just like, whatever. You know?
Iconic clip.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it wasn't Overwatch. I think it was like Call of Duty.
And his team take the astronomy tower. Kira's team takes the library. It's full of shadows, long sightlines, perfect. Widowmaker chooses a balcony overlooking the main shelf. Sub-Zero freezes the floor near 2 entrances. Kindred silently patrols. Kira listens to doors. Listen at doors. Clementine, Laura, Ellie, and Randall find a kitchen passage behind a portrait. The house elves are gone. The kitchens are empty, but the stock of food and knives. Draco, the orb, Barry, steak fries, and Duke Nukem settle in dungeons. Duke hates it. This place smells like whetstone and nerds. Draco sits calmly in shadows. The orb presses his face against the cursed mirror and starts laughing at nothing. Barry tests a gadget and that launches him 3 feet into the ceiling. Craven, Takar, Mako, we want to leave the castle entirely and move to the Forbidden Forest. They did this last time as well. The trees creak, eyes glow between trunks. Takar calls softly, summoning a small wolf beast-like from the shadows. But Wanda communicates with something larger deeper in the forest, but he frowns. The creatures are here are old. They don't like being asked for favors. Craven smells, then we earn the respect. Tank Girl finds her tank near the courtyard, but Hogwarts has placed a heavy magical barrier around most entrances. The tank can be operated outside and in wide courtyards, but it simply cannot flatten the whole castle.
That makes sense.
Greyhead walks alone to the lower corridors. He does not hurry, he does not speak. Paintings flee their frames when he passes by. Real shit.
Yep.
Caroline spots Caveras first and freezes. Laura suddenly raises her bow. Ellie pulls Clementine back behind a pillar. Randall fades halfway. It fades halfway invisible. Who's Randall from?
Monsters Inc.
Oh, the fucking lizard.
Yeah.
Zero steps into view, eyes crawling along his arms. For a moment, both teams could start a battle. Laura speaks. We're not here for you, Commander Smiley. They just don't fight each other. Tank Girl fires one warning shot at the stone gargoyle. The gargoyle explodes. The half the castle hears it, and his team watches. Warning shot at a gargoyle. And the team watches from the astronomy tower. Valkyrie says, tank in the courtyard, that's a problem. Singularity marks the tank team's movement with a camera pod from a distant wall. Ocelot spots the pod and immediately shoots it. The Singularity head twitches from the tower. Ray frowns. That means they know we're watching. The potions corridor. Green Goblin begins modified pumpkin bombs with Hogwarts ingredients. Goblin Slayer does not like this. You blow our position. Green Goblin grins. That's the idea. Goblin raises his hand over to maybe we don't explode the magic school. Priestess Gut whispers explosions can be holy. That it doesn't know who Priestess Gut is. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna specify real quick. Weiss, Yang, Blake, and Freddy Fazbear descend from the tower. Blake scouts ahead, moving through shadowed corridors, while Weiss and Yang fall behind. Freddy's heavy footsteps echo to just enough that keeps Blake glaring back at him. Blake peeks around an archway and sees movement near tables. It's the Legion. The Legion are here to turn supplies into a trap. Frank crouches behind an overturned table. Julie spreads broken glass near the entrance. Susie hides beneath a Ravenclaw table with a knife. Joey climbs onto a balcony ledge above the hall with a crossbow. Frank Grant's first team gets cut. Unless they're huge. Frank glances at the distance on Freddy's footsteps. Okay, maybe don't fight these guys. From the upper library corridor, Cabera, Widowmaker, and Commando Droid with Sub-Zero observe the great hall through a cracked side gallery. They're not rushing either. Widowmaker's already at firing lane. The Commando Droid circle calculates exits. Sub-Zero keeps one hand ready, frost crawling between his fingers. Now for me, Amanda, Hunk, and Aubrey debate whether to risk the Great Hall. Okay, there is an event. I said no event, and it still gives me a fucking event, I just realized. It moves. He enters through a hidden side passage above the hall. He sees the Legion hiding. He sees Cabera's team watching. He sees Blake watching from the other entrance. He wants last. A room full of killers pretend to be patient. Drops silently onto a narrow stone beam and waits, not for supplies, but for other people to make mistakes. The first team to actually enter is not Ruby, it's Hartman, XQC, Goat, and Kel. Hartman storms in like he owns the building. Move with purpose, you walk-in failures. XQC talking rapidly about loot priority, movement, tech, and how this castle is a terrible map design.
Oh my god.
Kel carries a broomstick and a baseball bat. The Goat trots confidently, immediately starting to eating cloth banners. Everyone heading the Great Hall suddenly watches them. Frank whispers, and are these guys serious? Dewey whispers, I genuinely can't tell. Hartman points at the supplies. Grab food, water, weapons, whatever the Goat hasn't eaten. The Goat headbutts a crate and bursts open, spilling supplies everywhere. Spilling apples everywhere. Silly lunges from underneath the table towards Kel. Kel reacts fast, swinging the broomstick and knocking her knife to the side. He stumbles backwards, startled, but still standing. Frank and Julie spring from cover, knives drawn. Hartman bellows and swings a chair like a weapon. Joey, with a balcony, fires his crossbow at XQC. XQC yelps, ducks, and so suddenly the bolt hits a floating candle instead, splattering wax across the floor. The Goat charges Julie and knocks her. I swear to God, the Goat wins. To the table for a moment, the Chaos team somehow is winning through pure nonsense. Then Joey reloads and aims again, this time at Kel. He fires, the shape drops behind him. Or he never fires. I read that too fast. A shape drops behind him. Revenant. Joey hears the faint scrape metal too late. Revenant grabs him by the back of the jacket and slams him against the balcony rail. Joey struggles, kicking wildly, but Revenant is stronger and colder. Wrong perch. He drives a blade between Joey's ribs, lets him fall behind the balcony wall out of sight. Below, Frank hears the body hit the floor behind the balcony. Joey, no answer. Legion's confident cracks. Frank whistles sharply, fall back. Julie grabs Susie. The two drag themselves to the side exit. Frank slashes at Hartman to keep him back and retreats after them. Legion loses their first member. Hartman spits on the floor. Ambush failed, you knife-loving cowards. Kel looks shaken. XP grabs Susie. There's 3 supply bags. Says, leave. For once, Hartman agrees. The Chaos Unit retreat from the Great Hall. Weiss, Yang, Blake, Freddy, the fucking Team Ruby, There's his blood near the stairs. Someone died. Yang Eisner, is that when the Legion? Blake checks him. Looks like it. Freddy picks up a medical crate and simply carries it underneath one arm. Weiss grabs a few potions, a bundle of rope. They do not linger. Thomas Finger. Caveira's team takes their share. They take supplies. Hogwarts shifts staircase to prevent one massive brawl. It does not feel like a special event, more like the castle's unusual cruelty. You're right, because it's not supposed to be an event, you fucking loser.
Yep.
In the defense against against the arts wings, Richard Trigger's become a problem. He's found a cabinet full of old surgical-looking magical instruments. He insists they must be used to upgrade the team. Artyom points his rifle at him. "Touch me and die," Trigger laughs. You're also tense. I'm only trying to help." Macho Man Randy Savage steps between them. "Nobody's getting chopped up today, yeah." Obi-Wan watches Trigger closely. The Force gives them only limited warnings in the arena, but every instinct tells them the Doctor will betray them. That evening, Trigger slips away. He takes several sharp instruments with him. Obi-Wan notices, but does not follow immediately. That delay matters.
He just leaves.
Yeah, Trigger just leaves with a bunch of his magical instruments.
That's scary.
Given the fact that Trigger's died from something funny, mostly his own teammates.
That's true.
Goblin Slayer, Green Goblin, Gopta, and Priestess Glut raid the potions classroom. Glut identifies a new useful mixture: sleeping draughts, burning paste, and a bottle that may or may not cause hallucinations. Green Goblin immediately wants to weaponize everything. Goblin Slayer kindly takes an antitoxin and rope. Gopta whispers, "Are we sure this team makes sense?" Goblin Slayer looks at him. "No." Priestess Glut smiles. "Oh, we're the perfect sense. We're all survivors." Green Goblin laughs, and all they stay together. Clementine, Laura, Ellie, and Randall discover the old classroom full of enchanted maps. Most are useless. Some show Hogwarts from centuries ago. One map, however, reacts faintly to movement nearby. Laura studies it. It's incomplete, but it shows corridors changing. Ellie smirks finally. Something useful. Randall, half invisible, peeks out of the corridor. Something big just passed downstairs. Clementine whispers, "Says Pyramid." Randall nods. They decide not to go downstairs. Smart idea.
Yep.
Richard Trigger moves alone to the lower floor. She thinks he's hunting. He's wrong. He enters a dim corridor near the dungeons, carrying a lantern and a bundle of blades. The stone walls sweat moisture. The air smells like rust. Dragging sound begins behind him. Trigger stops and turns. Pyramid stands at the far end of the corridor.
It's fucked.
Trigger doesn't smile. "Well," he says quietly, "you're a big one." Pyramid drags the great blade forward. Trigger backs away and throws the scalpel. It pings uselessly off Pyramid's head. He runs. Pyramid falls slowly, but the corridor seems to betray Trigger. Doors lock, doors rotate. His sensor flickers out. Trigger reaches a dead end lined with old suits of armor. He laughs restlessly. "No hard feelings, right?" Pyramid raises the blade, swing slow, heavy, and final. He is judgment, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Dracula the Orb. Gravestake fires and Duke Nukem leave the dungeon and move towards the courtyard. The Duke wants to challenge the tank team. Barry wants to find fuel. The Orb wants to fall. The eye in the wall, which no one else can see. Dracula's usually patient. "You're all exceptionally noisy," says the Duke grins. "That's called presence, Cape Boy." They reach the stone bridge overlooking the courtyards. Unfortunately, Tank Girl's team is already below. Harley waves at them. "Hey, spooky boys." The Tank Girl rotates the tank turret slightly. Ocelot watches Dracula's team with interest. Iwasu hides behind the tank and waves awkwardly. Duke raises his shotgun. Finally, something worth shooting. Dracula decides, "Do not provoke the tank." Duke charges in anyways. Tank Girl fires a shell, not directly at them, but at the bridge support. The explosion cracks the stone beneath Dracula's team. Barry screams, activates his malfunctioning jetpack, and launches sideways. For one glorious second, he appears to be escaping. Then the jetpack sputters. Barry slams the hanging Hogwarts banner, gets tangled, swings directly into the path of a falling stone chunk of stone. Duke reaches out for him, but it's too far. The stone hits Barry hard, crushing him against the courtyard wall. Dracula's eyes flash. Duke lowers his weapon stand. "Okay, that one's on the tank." Tinker winces. "Didn't actually mean to hit that guy, or hurt that guy." Dracula does not attack. He gathers Duke in the orb and retreats. Craven, Takar, Mako, and Biwana push into the Forbidden Forest. Takar has summoned a lean wolf-like beast. It's not even it is nervous. Biwana beast reaches out within his senses and feels dozens of magical creatures watching. They're all not prey, he warns. They are not tools. Karen smiles. Everything can be understood. Everything can be hunted. Mako points at a distant shape moving between trees. Is that a horse? The shape rated has too many legs. They avoid it. Rodent tests Angela's team. He does not fully attack. He destroys one of the Singularity camera's pods and vanishes before Valkyrie can launch a missile. Singularity twitches with irritation. He is probing. Angela lands near the broken pod. He wants to know how we see. Ray looks towards the stairs. Then we make him think we see less than we do. Oh yeah, these people know each other. Valkyrie calls him a murder bot.
Oh yeah, you're right. They have beef.
Named Beef. You tried to kill my girlfriend, correct?
Yep.
Are they divorced in lore or something?
I have no idea. I just don't pay attention to the game.
The Legion, now reduced to Frank, Julie, and Susie, flee to the library. They do not know Cavalier's team is already there. Cavalier hears them first. Widowmaker takes position from above. Commander George vanishes behind shelves. Frank says there's something wrong. Stop. Julie whispers, what? The floor beneath Susie suddenly freezes. She slips. Frank grabs her before she falls. Sub-Zero steps out from the dark. Julie throws a knife. He catches it in ice. Commander droid drops behind them. Electric staff ready. That's the wrong droid. Widowmaker's red scope glows from the balcony. Kavera emerges last. You picked the bad room. Frank bares his teeth. We handled worse. The fight is quick, brutal, and almost silent. Frank and Julie attack Sub-Zero together, keeping him pressured. Susie ducks between shelves, trying to flank Widowmaker. The gunner droid intercepts Susie. She stabs it in the arm joint, actually damaging it. The droid responds with a precise strike to the ribs, sending her crashing to a bookshelf. Frank sees her fall and breaks formation. That's all Sub-Zero needs. He freezes Frank's boot to the floor and kicks him backwards into a table. Julie drags and free before the finishing strike lands. Retreat, she screams. Frank hates it, but follows. Susie tries to crawl after them. The gunner droid reaches her first. She swings her knife one last time. The droid catches her wrist and drives the blade cleanly through her chest. Which to the trophy room. Kel with XQC, the goat. Harmon carries a mace. Kel carries a broomstick and a bunch of food. The goat has eaten 2 straps or a backpack. She is talking nonstop. We rotate mid, loot armor, check third party, maybe bait library team, but also pyramid heads camping lower. So Harmon turns to if you speak one more sentence without breathing, I'm personally gonna feed you to a painting. XQC pauses, then whispers, okay, but listen. Harmon screams at him. God. The goat headbutts the trophy case. The noise carries down the hallway. Frank and Julie hear it. In the potions classroom, tension thickens. Goblins sort supplies with a grim focus. Green Goblin mixes unstable compounds in their pumpkin bombs. Gopta sits away from both teams. Freeze's gut whispers for a small cauldron, smiling to herself. Gopta leans towards Goblin Slayer. Yeah, this team is getting really murdery. Goblin Slayer does not look up. It began that way. Goblin laughs. Oh, come on, this little a little bit of experimentation keeps morale high, which is good. Stares her mixture, and faith keeps the weak obedient. Goblin Slayer's eyes shift towards her. Do not drug this team. Get smart about it. Why would I do such a thing? Verdant slips through secret corridors behind portraits. He started hunting teams that rely too much on hiding. That brings him towards the old map room. Inside, Clementine, Laura Croft, Ellie, and Randall. Kavera's team has turned the library into a fortress. Widowmaker's rifle watches long aisles. Sub-Zero has frozen certain floor sections into slick traps. Commander Droid patrols silently. Cavera listens to footsteps in the walls. Frank and Julie have escaped. Cavera hates unfinished work. Harren's team reaches a corridor lined up with old portraits. The goat trots ahead, sniffing a suit of armor. Kel carries water flasks. SQC is still expanding a strategy nobody asked for. The Frank attacks. He bursts from behind the tapestry, slashes at Hartman, and Hartman barely raises a mace in time. Metal rings against steel. Julie comes to the opposite side, aiming for Kel. Kel stumbles backwards, swinging his broomstick defensively. Whoa, can we talk? Julie answers by stabbing him in the chest. Kel parries it badly but effectively, knocking her wrist aside, or attempting to stab him in the chest. It's because he panics, shouting as fast as he can. It becomes pure noise. He grabs the helmet from silver armor and throws it at Frank. It misses Frank completely. It hits Hartman in the shoulder. You absolute Frank uses distraction. He ducks underneath Hartman's mace and lunges towards XQC. XP tries to run, slips on scattered armor pieces, and turns too late. Frank dabs his knife into XQC's shoulder. XQC collapses against the wall, still trying to speak, but only blood comes out of his mouth instead.
Sad.
Sad. He finally is quiet, thank God.
True.
Hartman face goes dark, you fucking rat. Frank backs up, but Hartman charges with military rage, swinging a mace hard enough to smash a portrait frame apart. Julie tries to help Frank retreat, but the goat suddenly launches forward. It headbutts Julie directly into the stomach. Julie flies backwards through a weak railing, overlooked moving staircase shaft. She grabs the edge with one hand. Frank reaches for her. Kel lunges too, trying to desperate to help despite everything, but the staircase below shifts. Julie loses her grip. She falls. Frank stares down at the shaft, horrified. Frank raises his mace again. Frank flees for the first time. Does not look like a killer.
And then there was one.
Liege.
Yep.
Kotan, Laura, Ellie, and Randall stand in the map room after sunset. The map shows shifting corridors, but does not show hidden passages behind walls. Revan uses exactly that weakness. Randall stands near the door, camouflage almost perfectly. His skin matches his tone. His breathing shallow, his eyes scan the hall. Then a voice whispers from behind him. Nice trick. Randall turns, Revan is already there. Randall slashes out, caught scraping across Revenant's chest plating. Revenant barely reacts. He grabs Randall by the throat and slams him to the wall. Inside the room, Laura spins around, yelling his name. Ellie raises her pistol, comes down and grabs her hatchet. Revenant uses Randall as a shield for 1 second and throws him into the map table. The old wood cracks. Randall tries to camouflage again, but the blood makes him visible. Ellie fires. Revenant ducks away into the doorway. Laura fires an arrow. It cuts across Revenant's shoulder, but doesn't stop him at all. Randall crawls up towards Kemetine. I can still hide. Revenant's blade flies from the doorway. It strikes Randall in the back. Randall's dead. Alright, but Revenant's already gone. That's kind of cool. Just trying to be stealthy, and Revenant's already there.
Yeah, he's just like, hi.
Greetings. Morning comes under a pale enchanted sky. The potions room, Green Goblin finishes one of his modified pumpkin bombs. Priest Scott watches with interest. The Goblin Slayer watches with suspicion. Kopto watches her with fear. Does anything happen?
Just read it, man.
Priestess Gut suddenly moves behind Gopta with a small vial. Gopta notices that stop. Gut freezes and smiles. He was thirsty. Gopta squeaks. I'm actually not. Green Goblin laughs at the distraction, tosses a pumpkin bomb lightly from one hand to the other. Goblin Slayer steps towards Priestess Gut. Gut raises the vial. Gopta panics and tries to shove the vial away. At the same moment, Green Goblin bomb slips. It hits the floor. Everyone moves. Goblin Slayer dives behind a table. Priestess throws herself backwards. Green Goblin's glider yanks him upwards. Gopta is too slow. The pumpkin bomb erupts and killing him. Green Goblin slowly lands, still smiling, less confident. Priestess Gut brushes dust from her robes. A regrettable accident comes to her stance. His voice is I know a pattern. For a second, it seems like he would kill both of them, but footsteps echo outside. Multiple teams heard the explosion. Comes there, grabs his supplies, and leaves the room. Green Goblin Gut do not try to stop him. Weiss, Yang, Blake, and Freddy arrive near the potions corridor, too late to catch anyone. They find shattered glass, green scorch marks, and Gopta's body. Dracula Duke, the orb, entered near the damaged map room. The orb presses enormous eye close to the door frame. I see little ones. They lost the lizard. Inside, Clementine hears he's looking through a small ass like fucking lock in the door. Just a massive fucking eyeball.
Yeah.
Inside Clementine hears him. Laura signals for silence. Ellie grips her knife. Duke says softly, "Is this room occupied?" Or says loudly, "Is this room occupied?" Dracula sighs. So he continues to elude you. The orb pushes the door open and grins. "Hello, friend things!" Laura fires immediately. The arrow strikes the orb in the shoulder. He shrieks and stumbles backwards. Duke raises a shotgun, but Dracula catches his wrist. Did not waste ammunition into a fortified room. The orb of rage rushes inside anyways. Ellie slashes his legs as he enters. Clementine strikes his hand with her hatchet. Laura kicks him into a broken map table. The orb swings loudly. No, because, I mean, Dracula has the right idea, but also the orb fucking yells, "I see the dead lizard," outside. And then opens the door saying, "Hello, frightened things." Do you realize how terrifying this is for them?
No, I know. And then he just
The
rushes
shots
in and
hit the
gets his
orb directly
shit
through the
kicked.
center eye. He collapses, twitching, then goes still. Duke stares. Okay,
Great.
eye guy is down. Dracula expression hardens, now grief, but as if an insult. He looks at Lara through the doorway. You're more dangerous than you appear. They leave. Frank is alone now.
Yep.
The potion wings have become unbearable. Goblin's death hangs in the air. Goblin Slayer no longer stands with the Green Goblin and Priestess Glut. He shouts them from a distance, waiting for the moment they make themselves threats. Green Goblin is relentless. His bombs are stronger now, but less stable. He wants a dramatic kill. Priestess wants control. Goblin Slayer appears. She waits until Green Goblin is busy adjusting his glider, then pours a sleeping mixture into his shared canteen. Goblin Slayer approaches from behind her and says, "No." Priestess Glut freezes, smiling. Too late. It was only to calm him. He's unstable. Goblin Slayer draws the blade sword. You, Green Goblin, Sharon seeing both of them. Green White. Oh, good, the team meeting. Priestess Gut throws a poison canteen at Goblin Slayer's face. He blocks with his forearm, but some liquid splashes into his eyes. If he dies, I swear to God. Goblin Slayer dies. Goblin laughing and tosses pumpkin bomb between them. This solves everything. Goblin Slayer dives behind a table. Priestess Gut tries to chant a spell, but the bomb detonates first. Not enough to destroy the quarter, but enough to blast the doors off nearby storage rooms. Gut is hurled backwards into a shelf of potions. Glass rains on her. Vows acid breaking across the robe. She screams in agony as the
Holy shit.
acid burns through her. Goblin Slayer rises through the smoke, half blinded but steady. He doesn't hesitate. One clean strike and she's dead. Green Goblin hovers above the broken quarter on his glider, still smiling. What's happening? Why is Gary mod opening?
Have fun.
Have fun. Alright, I have to play Gary's mod. Fuck it.
Oh.
I have a Wesker player model. I don't remember adding that. I just see downloading Albert Wesker. Green Goblin hovers a broken quarter. Glider still makes smiling. Though there's now a real fear behind it. Goblin Slayer looks at him. You're next. Green Goblin answers by launching backwards to the window in the open air. Glider spark as he escapes to the courtyard. You are next. The Green Goblin fucking flying out the window. Response is fucking hilarious. From a far hall, Blake lowers her weapons. That team's going great. The song's called Sex.
Cool.
That for me, Amanda Holiday, Hunk and Aubrey have just turned the hospital wings into one of the safest rooms in the castle. Beds are flipped into barricades, windows are covered. One entrance has a trap made from bed frames and rope only. Amanda has built a crude alarm system of metal trays. Audrey sits in the door, bat across her lap. Feels wrong, hiding. Hunk checks the hallway. It's not hiding, it's survival. Amanda nods, we leave. We need something, not because we're bored. Frank now he watches the door, shield raised. He knows someone desperate will come for medicine. Frank, alone and desperate. He's not leading the gang, he just wounded a teenager with a knife. Yeah, 21-year-old teenager. Follows Hartman's remaining team to the trophy quarters, staying out of sight. Hartman, Kel, and the goat move slower now. XQC death has changed in the group. The goat seems emotionally affected. Does not seem emotionally affected. Never mind. My apologies. He eats part of a room.
Yeah.
Frank wants Hartman dead. Hartman's team reaches the hallway lined with old suits of armor. Frank strikes from behind. He throws a knife first. It catches Hartman in the shoulder. Hartman grunts but doesn't fall. Kel spins around, yelling, Frank! Frank rushes in, wild-eyed. Hartman rips the knife out of his shoulder. You started this fight, boy. Frank slashes at him. Hartman blocks the broken shield pulled from the wall. Kel tries to intervene, but Frank kicks him backwards. The goat charges. Frank dives aside, but the goat crashes into 3 suits of armor, sending metal crashing everywhere. Hartman swings his mace, catching Frank in the ribs. Frank staggers, but lunges again, stabbing Hartman in the side. Hartman grabs Frank by the jacket and headbutts him. Both collapse against the wall. Kel, panicking, tries to pull Hartman back. Frank sees the opening and dives his knife to Hartman's chest. Hartman's eyes wide open. What? For a moment, the drill instructor looks more surprised than angry. He grips Frank by the wrist, growls, poor discipline, and dies. Frank pulls a knife free, breathing hard. Kel stares at Hartman's body in horror. The goat hits Frank, not a little headbutt, a full force hallway length goat simulator charge. Frank is launched backwards through a rotten classroom door, smashed into a broken desk. His head hits the stone. He tries to rise, but he can't. His legs fail. Kel approaches, slowly trembling. Frank looks at him and almost laughs. Guess your team is weird. Then he dies.
Good last weird words.
Kel stands. I swear to God, the goat wins.
I hope so.
The staircase nearby is suddenly enemies closer. Sorry, this is Cavalier's team. We should reclose the Bureau states. We should relocate. Widowmaker's answers. The library offers sightlines. Cavalier shakes her head. No, it's offered sightlines, but it also offers routine. Pyramid blades grips somewhere below the library. Cavalier smells fades. They said to move before nightfall. Angela's team. Angela, Ray, Singularity, and Valkyrie prepare their trap in the astronomy tower. They know Revenant's been hiding, testing their cameras. So Singularity's placed one obvious pod in the stairwell, then hides two more behind a broken stonework. Valkyrie waits above with limited jet fuel. Angela stands in the central tower chamber, wings folded. Ray stays behind her, ready to heal. Revenant arrives just after sunset. He destroys the obvious camera. Singularity watches through a hidden one. He's here. Revenant slips to the stairwell, sees Angela standing alone, and tilts his head. Bait. Angela raises weapon.
Yep.
Correct. Valkyrie drops from above. Missiles primed. Revenant moves instantly, dodging the first thrust. The missile blasts apart. And dodging the first burst, the missile blasts apart a telescope instead. The Singularity tries to lock him down with a camera tag teleport angle, but Revenant cuts the hidden pod before he can finish tracking. Angela flies at him, forcing him into the open. Ray sends healing pulse through Angela as Revenant slashes her side. The fight is fast controlled. Neither side landing a kill. Revenant does something unexpected. He leaves! Valkyrie almost chases, but Angela stops her. Travis failed to kill him. For the first time, Revenant has bled. He's a machine.
Machine blood.
Ever seen blood before? Artyom, Obi-Wan, Kenobi, and Macho Man Randy Savage from above move to the lower defense against Dark. They're far more functional without Traeger. Artyom leads quietly. Obi-Wan sets his dagger before last. Macho Man carries a heavy chair leg like a club. Let me tell you something, brother, Macho Man whispered. Let me tell you something, brother, Macho Man whispers. This castle's got bad vibes. Omni-Man. Obi-Wan stops, so do we. The dragging sound begins. Pyramid Head stops at the end of the corridor. Artyom immediately fires. Bullets spark off the Pyramid Head's helmet and shoulder, slaying him but not stopping him. Obi-Wan steps forward with a glowing blade. Fall back, he says. Macho Man does not. Pyramid Head swings. Obi-Man. Oh my God! Why am I fucking up his name so much? Obi-Man Kenobi. Obi-Wan deflects the blow to keep it from splitting him in half, but the force hurls it into a wall. Artyom fires again, aiming for the joints. Macho Man charges with a roar. Oh yeah! He slams the Pyramid Head, actually staggering the monster half a step. He swings the chair leg across Pyramid's head's arms, burning time for Obi-Man. Fuck! Obi-Wan to stand. Pyramid Head slowly towards him. Macho Man grins to the blood of his lip. That all you got? The next swing breaks the chair leg in half, cuts deep into across Macho Man's torso. He drops one knee. Obi-Wan lunges, driving his blade into Pyramid Head's shoulder. Artyom fires into the same wound. Pyramid Head finally recoils. Macho Man uses the last stand strength to shove Obi-Wan, and Artyom towards the side door. Go! The madness continues. Pyramid Head raises the blade. Macho Man lifts one hand, pointing upwards. The cream! The blade falls, and he dies.
Real.
The courtyard remains controlled by Ocelot, Harley Quinn, Ebisu, and Tank Girl. We're losing our advantage every hour. Harley spins her mallet, then we use it before it's gone. Ebisu sits on the tank, kicking her legs nervously. Do we have lunch? Tank Girl pats the turret. We have violence. Dean Goblin enters the courtyard from above, glider sputtering. He's fleeing Goblin Slayer, trying to look like he's making an entrance. Ladies, lunatics, and tank enthusiasts. Ocelot immediately raises a revolver. Green Goblin hovers higher. Ah, I've come with an opportunity. Harley grins. I like opportunities if they explode. Green Goblin offers them several unstable bombs in exchange for protection from Goblin Slayer. Ocelot considers. Tank Girl says he's obviously going to betray us. Green Goblin laughs. Obviously, but later. Before anyone can answer, Dracula and Duke Nukem appear in the courtyard archway. Duke points at the tank. We're settling yesterday. Dracula eyes remain fixed on Tank Girl. You killed my teammate. Tank Girl shrugs. Your teammate flew into a collapsing bridge? Duke raises his shotgun. Close enough. The courtyard erupts. Duke fires first. Tinker ducks into a hatch. Harley charges with her mount. Also fires at Dracula, who turns partly into mist. They get fucking annihilated, but only enough to avoid the fatal shot. Green Goblin sees the chaos and chooses maximum betrayal. He drops pumpkin bombs on the tank's thread. Tank Girl screams, "Hey, I was considering your deal." The bomb explodes, damaging the tank's left track and throwing Ibisu off from the hole. Ibisu hits the ground hard, dazed. Harley swings at Duke. Duke blocks with a shotgun and kicks her backwards. Dracula lunges for Tank Girl, claws out, but Asa intercepts the precise shot, forcing him to retreat behind the fountain. Goblin swoops in, laughing. Ibisu, dizzy and scared, accidentally releases a burst of smoke like a magic from her hands. The glider jerks sideways. Goblin clips the tank, spins out, and crashes into a stone fountain. He survives, but barely, crawling away from the broken armor and cracked skin. Ibisu tries to stand. Duke sees movement and mistakes her for an attacker and fires, annihilating Ibisu. Harley sees Ibisu fall. Her face changes. "Oh, you're so dead," later. Duke smirks. Dracula pulling him back. Not now. The damaged tank. Smokes Goblin limps away to the side arch. Dracula and Duke retreat before Tank Girl can retake the turret. Also, kneels beside Ibisu's expression unreadable. Tank Girl slams her fist against tank controls, so Harley grips her mallet harder. Clementine, Laura, and Ellie leave the damaged map room. Craven, Takar, Mako, and Biwana Beast remain in the forest. They just have done anything but be in the woods.
They haven't done a single thing.
But the forest is wearing them down. Takar summoned the beast is wounded from defending, can't against something. Biwana's beast warns that magical creatures are glowing less tolerant of them. Craven is fascinated. This forest is better than any arena than that castle. Mako is sitting in the log, eating something she probably shouldn't have eaten, says, "I miss hallways." This is how it echoes. Takar grips his spear, no one dies. Monster tracks Green Goblin through the outer corridor to the greenhouses. There's no team left anymore. Goblin is dead, Priestess goes dead, Green Goblin is wounded, desperate, and still laughing. Commissar files, soot marks, glider scraped, and the drop of strange green liquids. He says nothing. Green Goblin hears him coming long before he sees him. Then from the rafters above the greenhouse corridor, Green Goblin's voice echoes down. "You really don't quit, don't you?" Green Goblin's head doesn't raises his shield, saying no. Green Goblin drops a pumpkin bomb. Goblin Slayer rolls behind a stone planter as the explosion tears the glass of vines. Shattered greenhouse panes rain across the floor. Goblin Slayer hooks a rope around the glider's side. Green Goblin swoops low on his damaged glider, blades extended. Goblin Slayer hooks a rope around the glider's side. The glider jerks. Green Goblin's last cuts the rope and hurls another bomb. This one does not explode immediately. Goblin Slayer notices delay. He kicks it back. He throws it back. Green Goblin eyes widen. The bomb detonates in the glider's tail, sending him spiraling to the greenhouse roof. He crashes into a herbology room below among snapping magical plants and broken pottery. Goblin Slayer descends slowly after him. Goblin crawls to the wreckage. From the wreckage, blood on his teeth, still grinning. "Come on then, finish the joke." Goblin Slayer steps over the broken glider. There was no joke. Green Goblin lunges with the hidden blade. Goblin Slayer catches his wrist, drives his short sword underneath Green Goblin's armor, and holds him there until the laughter stops. Are you gonna watch Goblin Slayer or read it?
Eventually, yeah.
Darn. Nothing. Amanda, Holiday, and Hunk and Aubrey finally abandoned the hospital wing for supplies. Amanda has run out of useful shotgun shells. Oh yeah, look up Amanda Holiday's gun, by the way. I feel like that's a weapon you would... you might not find that as cool. Never mind. Amanda has run out of useful shotgun shells. Hunk needs more medical tape. Aubrey is sick of waiting. Nothing knows their fortress will become a tomb if they never leave. They slowly move to the third floor corridor. Hunk leads. Naomi shields the center. Amanda watches the rear. Aubrey keeps her nail bat ready. They do not know Kaveri's team is on the left library and now stalks the same route. Kaveri, Widowmaker, Counter-Droid, and Sub-Zero have become mobile. No more fixed position fortress, no more predictable library defenses. Widowmaker takes a balcony overlooking the corridor. Sub-Zero waits behind a side arch. Commander Droid crawls silently along the overhead beams. Kaveri moves low and close, listening. She heard enough these teams before she sees them. For a target, she whispers, "Shield bearer, soldier, mechanic girl." Mechanic girl with the bat. Who's the mechanic? Oh, Amanda.
Dummy.
She has the weapon called a chaperone. It's a slug shotgun, by the way.
Nice.
It's fucking cool. It's like and it is the only weapon like it in Destiny 1. In Destiny 2, they made a couple more like it. But it was also like the weapon from Terminator. It was a lever action.
Yeah.
Who first? Kaveri answers the one watching the rear. Amanda hears the faintest click above. She turns. Widowmaker fires. The shot hits Amanda high in the chest, puncturing through her armor. She drops against the wall, gasping. Nothing immediately throws a shield up. Hunk fires controlled burst to the balcony, forcing Widowmaker to retreat behind a pillar. Aubrey screams Amanda's name and charges forward, but Sub-Zero steps from the side, sending an arch of ice across the floor. Aubrey slips hard, nearly sliding into his reach. Nothing blocks Sub-Zero's first ice strike with the shield. Frost crawls across the metal. Commander Droid drops behind Hunk. Hunk reacts instantly, elbowing it in the faceplate and drawing a knife. The two droid brutal close-range strikes. Amanda tries. The droid precision against human survival training. Amanda tries to raise her pistol. Kavera reaches beside her. Amanda fires once, grazing Kavera's shoulder. Kavera winces, then kicks the gun away. Amanda looks towards Alpha Me. Don't stop now. Kavera ends it quickly with a knife strike. Alpha Me sees her fall. His defenses turn furious. He slams his shield into Sub-Zero, driving him back. Hunk manages to damage Commander Droid's arm joint before retreating. Aubrey crawls back to her feet, crying and angry. Hunk throws the smoke canister. Alpha Me drags Aubrey away while Hunk covers them. Kavera's team seems to let them go. Widowmaker reloads. Kavera touches her bleeding shoulder and smells family. They know us. Kel and the goat have been wandering since Hartman's death. Kel carries Hartman's mace awkwardly. The goat keeps eating random objects. They are not a strong team. On paper, they're unpredictable enough enough that stronger groups avoid them. You know, goat, I think everyone thinks we're a joke. The goat bleaks. Goat's not suddenly. Yeah, that's fair. Then he hears movement from the outer stairwell. Craven, Takar, Mako, and the Moana Beast re-enter the castle from the side entrance. The Forbidden Forest has become too dangerous even for them. The car summoned beast is wounded and limping. Biwana Beast looks exhausted and trying to keep magical creatures calm. Mako is still energetic, but even she is quieter. Craven sees Kel and Goat and he smells small prey, unusual prey. Kel raises Hartman's mace. We don't want trouble, Craven replies. You should have not survived this long. That fucking goes hard.
Yeah.
We don't want to fight, then you shouldn't be alive. To a fucking 14 or 16-year-old too.
Yeah, true. Goat.
The car wounded Beast lunges, forcing Kel backwards. Mako charges with wild, chaotic punches. Biwana Beast tries to calm the goat, reaching out with animal empathy. For a moment it works. The goat pauses. Easy, I know you're scared. Kel lowers the mace slightly. Craven does not. He throws a spear at Kel. The goat snaps out of the calm and launches forward, knocking Kel aside. Spear misses Kel, slices across the goat's side instead. The goat shrieks and charges Craven. I swear to God, if he wins. Mako dives out of the way. The car Beast leaps at the goat. The two animals collide, rolling into a display case full of old Quidditch trophies. Glass explodes outwards. Oh, Craven draws a hunting knife. The goat charges one last time, slamming the Craven's chest, knocking him into a wall. Craven runs stunned. Car steps in and jabs a spear to the goat's side. The goat staggers. Kel shouts and runs towards the goat. Bleeps out once quieter than before and collapses dead.
Damn.
Kel freezes. Mako looks horrified. Wait, that's actually sad. Biwana Beast lowers his head. Craven recovers, annoyed but impressed. Kel grips Hartman's mace with both hands, tears in his eyes. You killed my last teammate. Craven wipes blood from his lips. Then become worth hunting and leaves. They all leave.
Cool.
Effectively. Angela, Ray, Singularity, and Valkyrie leave the Stromberg Tower to relocate. The tower traps wounded Revenant, but failed to finish him. Staying there advised retaliation. They move along the outer walkways, using flight. For a short burst, the singer replaces Carol Potts on her own. Mary remains near the center healing Angela's lingering wounds. Valkyrie watches the sky. Angela watches the shadows. And she still expects Revenant. Revenant's just fucking goofing off somewhere.
Yep.
From a broken viaduct, Caveira's team sees Angela's group crossing exposed ridge. Widowmaker smiles. Flying targets eventually land. He hates Farah. Sub-Zero
True.
pairs a slice kick across the stone approach. Cannon Droid climbs along the lower support beam. Caveira moves towards the bridge entrance. They do not know the Singularity has already placed the camera pod facing their angle. The Singularity twitches. Predators detected. Angela raises her weapon. The bridge has become a battlefield. Widowmaker fires first. Angela defects with a wing-assisted dodge, shot grazing her armor. Valkyrie launches small missile burst, forcing Widowmaker out of position. Sub-Zero freezes the bridge stones, causing Ray to slip and nearly fall. Singularity teleports using a camera angle and slams the Sub-Zero from the side, knocking him into a railing. Caveira and Valkyrie clash in the center. Caveira is the faster on foot, but Valkyrie's short jet boost keeps her unpredictable. The droid climbs up behind Ray. Ray turns too late. Angela dives to intercept, taking the droid's strike across her side. Ray sends a healing pulse, but she's shaken. Widowmaker repositions a high bridge on a broken gargoyle. She aims at Ray, then Singularity sees through a camera pod, teleports behind Widowmaker. For the first time, Widowmaker looks surprised. Singularity grabs the rifle barrel, twists. Widowmaker kicks her backwards, breaking free, but the rifle slips from her hands, falling out from the bridge. She draws a sidearm. Singularity arm blade snaps forward, cutting her. The machine keeps moving. It drives its blade through her abdomen and shoves her against the broken stone and hacks into her, and she's dead.
Goddamn.
Caveira sees Widowmaker fall. Her expression hardens. Retreat! Sub-Zero throws an ice wall between the teams. Cannon Droid pulls back with damaged but functional. Caveira vanishes behind a wall. Barry died in the courtyard. Orb died in the map room. Duke has become louder, angrier, and more reckless. Dracula has become colder. They argue near the old Slytherin corridor. Duke says we should go back and finish the tank girl. Dracula replies, you should learn when not to speak. Duke laughs. You got a problem, man? Dracula stands, yes. For a moment, neither moves. Duke raises a shotgun. Dracula becomes a mist, just enough to blur the shot. The blast still tears through his shoulder. Dracula lunges, grabbing Duke by the throat and slamming him against the dungeon wall. Duke headbutts him. This is a fair fight. Duke Nukem
Yeah.
in lore is, I think, crazy.
Yeah. Insane.
Duke draws a pistol and fires point blank at Dracula's ribs. Dracula staggers, genuinely wounded. The fight spills into a narrow stairwell. Duke kicks Dracula backwards and tries to reload. Dracula's faster. He closes the distance. Duke seizes Duke's wrist and crushes the pistol hand enough to make the weapon drop. Duke's still grinning through the pain. Guess you should have brought bigger guns. Dracula bites into his throat. Dracula punches Dracula twice, then weakens, dead. Naofami's team swears vengeance, kills alone. Mako calls Craven a villain. You're not going to believe this. Caveira, Sub-Zero, and damaged Commander Droid retreat into the corridor near Orb Library. Widowmaker's gone. Sub-Zero closes his eye briefly. Caveira reloads. They want to kill Singularity. Commander Droid damage arms sparks from the bridge fight. Blah blah. Sub-Zero's powers are strained. Caveira's shoulders still bandaged. Amanda's last shot. They are dangerous but not fresh. Caveira knows it. We need to remove the weakened teams and resupply. Naofami's team lures Caveira's group towards a hospital wing by leaving a visible trail. Drop medical wrap, a small blood smear, and a half-open door. Caveira sees the bait. She takes it anyways because the reward is worth it. The Commander Droid enters first. The moment it steps through the door, Hunk pulls a rope. Bed frame slams sideways, pinning at the droid against the wall. The droid immediately begins cutting itself free. Sub-Zero raises his hands, freezing the floor. Naofami plants his shield and holds the hallway center. Aubrey waits behind him, shaking with rage. Caveira slips along the sidewall, trying to flank. Hunk appears from behind the curtains and fires. Caveira ducks away, but the shot forces her back. The droid breaks one arm free and lunges. Aubrey swings. Her bat smashes the droid's already damaged joint. Sparks fly across the corridor. The droid tries to strike her with his other hand, but Naofami steps in, blocks a blow with the shield. Hunk closes from the side and drives another combat knife. The droid's neck cabling. The droid twitches, trying to fight. Aubrey screams and swings the bat again, smashing the droid's head into the stone wall. It's dead. Sub-Zero pulls Caveira back before Naofami's team could press the advantage. Caveira glares at them from a far hall. Aubrey points her bat at her. Caveira says nothing. She and Sub-Zero retreat. Naofami does not chase. Hunk nods once. Objective complete. That's why you're the best. Aubrey is still shaking. He doesn't say that. Yice. Yice. Fuck. I've been just fucking up names all day.
Yep.
Weiss and Yang Blake and Freddy remain near this room of requirement corridor. Don't know what that is. The door appears sometimes, but never long enough to enter. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Blake studies the blank wall. It knows we want safety. Dang scowls. Then maybe we should fight it. The wall stays blank. Freddy steps forward, stares at the stone. His voice cracks. Party room. For 1 second, the brass doorknob appears. What? I swear to God, I want him to enter and just a seal behind it.
Party room.
For 1 second, the doorknob appears. Weiss blinks. Did that actually work? The doorknob vanishes. The size. Even the magic school is scared of Freddy. That would be so funny. Party room. Opens the door, just leaves the arena. Fuck it. Goblin Slayer travels alone. He passes through greenhouse wreckage, a corridor looking over the courtyard. He sees Green Goblin's broken glider. Tank goes damaged tank. She's also moving like a man, always counting bullets. He sees Harley Quinn talking to her mallet. He doesn't attack a tank, even damage is still a terrible idea to rush. Instead, he marks the courtyard as a danger zone and moves towards the kitchens. Angela, Ray, Singularity, and Valkyrie all know they cannot stay in the upper bridges after Widowmaker's death. They need food. That means crossing near the courtyard. The damage tank is still there. Also seen the first flying team, he says. Tank Girl looks up from an engine hatch. Tell them to fly somewhere else. Harley Quinn, oh, that's why I'm out there. Valkyrie spots a tank turret shifting. Incoming problem. Angela lifts off. Keep moving. Do not engage unless forced. Singularity presses a camera pod on a high wall as they pass. Also shoots before it fully activates. Singularity's head snaps towards him. Interference detected. Also smells faintly correct. Then fires a tank. Not a direct hit. Tank Girl cannot aim quickly enough at flying targets, but the shell detonates against the wall above, showering stone across the courtyard. Ray falls. Valkyrie boosts forward and catches her before she hits the ground. Angela dives to cover them. Harley charges from the side of her mallet. Singularity teleports to block her, the metal limbs clashing against the wood and steel. Valkyrie tries to rise with Ray, but her jetpack sputters, a low on fuel. Asat notices. He fires twice. One shot clips Valkyrie's jetpack housing. The second hits the fuel lines. I thought she just was going to explode. Valkyrie twists, shoving Ray towards Angela. Go! The jetpack bursts behind her. It does explode, but enough to throw her hand hard into the courtyard stones. Angela lands beside her. Valkyrie tries to stand, but her armor is broken. She's breathing shallow. Tank turret begins rotating again. Angela has to choose: save Valkyrie or risk everyone. And risk everyone or save Ray and Singularity. Valkyrie makes her choice. Move Angela. Angela's jaws tighten. She grabs Ray and retreats to the Singularity, covering her. Valkyrie raises one arm towards Ocelot in defiance. The tank fires one final blow into the courtyard wall beside her, collapsing stone over position. The dust settles. Valkyrie's dead.